Good day, viewers. The federal government of Nigeria recently pronounced that in the next few years, automobile vehicles will start using gas instead of petrol to power their engines. This particular pronouncement has generated a lot of issues, has generated a lot of concerns by the general public as to the possibility and the workability of this particular new method. To make things easy for people to understand and for our viewers to comprehend, we met with Mr. Kunle Shonaike at the garage of Automedics Engineering close to Ilupeju in Lagos and had an extensive interview with him. Please get along with us as we get on train with Mr. Kunle Shonaike. We are right at Automedics Center. We are with Mr. Kunle Shonaike, the MD of Automedics. We would like to meet Mr. Shonaike now. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. You have a big place here. We are very delighted to be here to meet with you. There have been some issues concerning the automotive sector in Nigeria. We have seen you on air on several occasions, and then there's a radio program you are championing, and that's explaining a lot to people concerning how they can even become personal maintenance engineers of their vehicles. How far have you gone to keep enlightening people in this direction, sir?
Well, I was out of Nigeria for some time. Coming back to Nigeria, I saw the need, the opening that I can help to educate an average vehicle owner and at the same time help the technicians, because one thing I realized that when I came back to Nigeria in 2005, I realized that the way some of our mechanic, or most of the ones I had contact with, were still working more or less in the 70s style, like the vehicles we use in the 70s, and vehicles we use in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s, late 90s, up to date are more of electronic vehicles, and you cannot just work on this vehicle without having the knowledge of how to diagnose it. So that's what really started the radio program, and we started a training school at the same time, training, updating mechanic at the same time. And it's something I enjoy doing. I've been working on automotive since I was about 14 years old, which is about 1975. So I've been in the industry for a while, though at a point I diverted into computer science field. I studied a little bit of computer programming before I went back into the automotive industry, and I've been back in the automotive industry. I've been doing it ever since, and it's something I enjoy.
Thank you very much, sir. How has patronage been in Nigeria, where all these things are just beginning to be accepted? What's the patronage like, sir?
Well, all I can say is the patronage has been good. It has been good. I do a lot of education on radio. Actually, 2 radio stations. One is Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, 11 to 12. One is Echo 89.7 FM at 8:30 in the morning. I do this on a daily basis, Monday through Friday. And through that radio station, I get a lot of patronage, and that I really don't do external advertisement. But most of the customers I get are from this radio station and refer from other customers. And it's been good. It's been really good. And training other mechanics, some of them, even other mechanics, bring jobs to me because I have tools to work with. Some of them don't have access to these tools, so when they have challenges, they will come to me. I tell them what to do. If they have to use my tools, depending on what they need to do, some I will charge them a fee for them to use the tools and help them out. Some I will do the job for them for a fee.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, coming to the issue of at hand, the conversion of automobiles from the petrol usage to gas that the federal government is talking about. Would you be able to give us a light into how feasible it is for starters?
Well, for me, it's a welcome development. And the reason why I said it's a welcome development when it comes to conversion of the vehicle we use today in Nigeria, whether it's diesel or petrol, to LPG or CNG, they're both natural gas. One is liquefied while one is compressed. They're both the same. It's something that I see in the long run people will accept it because it's cheaper to buy the gas, to run the gas in your vehicle than petrol. Gas is way cheaper. Petrol is, like in Nigeria presently, is about 3 times the price of gas. So yes, the outlay, the initial cost to do the conversion it might be high, but in the long run I believe it's cheaper for that vehicle owner to convert it. Plus it saves the environment. It saves the environment. It also saves your engine, because using gas, you reduce the buildup of carbon in your engine also. So this is feasible, and it's something I believe that people will accept it in the long run.
As somebody who is well traveled, you have seen this kind of application in developed countries. How would you see its adaptability here? I have a problem with the adaptability within a very short time.
Well, I believe when people see, even in some states, I think they're already trying it in Edo State. Edo State has been doing conversion. And when you're converting, it's not like you're converting from one fuel system. It's more or less of an hybrid. You are only adding to it. You can either choose to use petrol or use the gas, depending on whichever one is available at that time. It's not like you're condemning your petrol engine. You're just adding the gas system to it that you can use. You just have to switch in between the two. Which one is cheaper for you is the one you will run. But in terms of adaptability, I believe it takes time for us to adapt to a new situation. But once people see the benefit of it, I believe people will change to it.
Yes, the federal government that is promulgating this idea, I'm sure you must have heard about how they want to go about creating this opportunity. How would you be able to advise government on how to actually achieve this stance very effectively?
In a way, I still advise government through my Sunday Punch column, because I know most of this government official reads it, and I'm also a member of the Sector Skill Council on the National Automotive Design and Development Council. I'm a member of that sector. So I advise in a way. For me, it's something that I believe the government should do. They should encourage people to do it. How, in our government, theirs is to formulate laws and regulate. NATA, same thing with MOMTAM. We are more or less part of them, the two automotive mechanic organization in Nigeria. In fact, we've already started the training with our youths can participate in this conversion of petrol to gas, or the hybridization of the two system, so that you have two systems running in your vehicle, the gas and the PMS, whichever one, whether you want to use CNG, which is compressed natural gas, or LPG, which is liquefied natural gas, whichever one you want to use. We're bringing our youths up to date. Most of our employees, we've started intimating them with this system.
This is great. And you just told me something else now. My idea was that all vehicles were going to be permanently changed from petrol to gas. So this,
when you're talking of hybrid fuel, when you talk of something that is hybrid, that means you're using two power source. We already have hybrid vehicles in Nigeria that use electric and petrol. But in this case, the hybrid we're having now is petrol or gas, or gas. Now, you can have the two system. It's not like when you're converting, you are eliminating your petrol engine, your petrol system completely. Your fuel tank will still be there. You are just adding to you are doing some conversion on your engine that you will add the gas to it, so that sometimes we will have scarcity of petrol. When we do have scarcity of petrol, you can decide to use gas. In my own house, I have a generator that uses both petrol and gas. When the gas is not available, I switch to petrol. But most of the time I use the gas because it's cheaper for me to buy the gas than the petrol. The same thing applies to our car. It's just modification of some system on your engine. That's all we're doing when we talk of conversion. Anyway, I believe the government is not saying you should convert your vehicle. Yes, you can choose to stay with just the gas alone, but you can choose to have the two. It's up to the individual, but I think most people will stay in between the two, that they can switch from one to the other while you're using the vehicle.
Sir, would it be of any advantage, because the essence of mass movement is about mass transit buses, would this idea of gas and all that, would it be, or the two options at the same time, would it benefit, would it create an opportunity for good mass transit system in Nigeria, sir?
Of course, it will create a benefit for mass transit. There are some vehicles in Nigeria that are heavy-duty vehicles that already use gas. If you look at some, I don't want to mention name, but if you look at some of these tractor trailers, you will see some green or blue cylinders in the back of the tractors. When you see such vehicle, they're actually using compressed natural gas. That's what some of these vehicles, some of these private organizations already have them, and they're using them on these trailers, tractor trailers. So it's actually a good thing. It saves our environment a lot of headache, because using petrol will pollute our air. The gas will reduce the type of emission we emit into the atmosphere, which is going to, health-wise, it will be beneficial to us as individuals, as human beings also. And at the same time, it saves cost, both on your maintenance and on the health of the individuals. So it's actually a good thing. If the government, I will not say the government is going to force people to do it. They're not going to force anybody to do it. They're just talking about, and we have abundance of gas reserve in Nigeria, that it can be piped, and like we say, most of the time petrol, we import petrol in Nigeria. The gas we're not importing, it's readily available. It's already been piped into most part of the country, and you don't see tanker trailer moving them about. They're just going to pipe it to some discharging point. Some of these petrol stations, they will pipe it to their compound. Some, they will just use tanker to move it to their tank. So for me, it's something I believe that would be beneficial to us as Nigerians. Apart from saving costs, it's going to provide a lot of jobs also, because somebody will have to do the kitting, the conversion, the production of the materials. Sometimes we eventually will have local content in some of these things, because I know NADDC is doing a lot in terms of when it comes to automotive, because they are the regulating body for automotive industry in Nigeria, and I know they will do something that will make us to produce some of the materials we use in some of these conversion. For me, it's a welcome development, and it's something I will support 100%.
Before we go over to meet with the trainees, or you explain a few things to us on that, I'm aware that for so many years now, you've been linked with Momtan, NATA, and the rest. I'm sure that there must have been some amount of technology transfer that you must have done to them. So can you give us a number of them?
In the last, officially, Automedics started in 2005 in Nigeria. It's been in existence before then outside the country, but in Nigeria it started 2005. And when it comes to training across the nation in the last, I would say 12 years, we've trained over 20,000 mechanics across Nigeria. I don't think there is a state in Nigeria you get to, or any major city in Nigeria, you will not find an Automedics alumni running their own business or working as a technician in one organization. And Momtan and NATA, we collaborate with them, we train their members annually, nationally, not just in Lagos State, though we tend to train more in Lagos State, but what we do is we go across the nation and train them. And we deal with the national body from the national level. We deal with the state, we deal with them at the state level. So we've trained close to about 20,000 mechanics across Nigeria.
That's great. Now let's go over to the place where the training is going on for the mechanics under Automedics. Yes, sir. To my right here, I can see that there's an instructor teaching.
So the instructor is an old school mechanic that understands the local language. Might not well read, but he has the practical knowledge. So we let him deal with the practical knowledge of explaining to these guys how to do some certain things on the vehicles. And he will show them some of these parts, what is called locally compared to what we teach them in the classroom, how it's done, international standard. So they have both knowledge of both the international standard and the local knowledge, how it's done, what names is called locally. So these are the things they're doing right now. We have females in our system. One of our biggest shops is actually run by a female that we train here, and she's the one managing our workshop in Lasso, which is one of our biggest locations, and same thing in Egbeda. She managed the two shops. So we have females that we train also, depending on their interest.
That's great. Can we get to the classrooms and have a word there? There's also a lecture room, which is very, very uncommon. This is one of the things that the Automedics has brought into this business of automotive engineering. Sir, what are those things that go on here? The syllabus, and how do the lectures go on here, and how do you transmit from here to the practical end?
Well, what we do on a daily basis when anybody starts with us, just like these guys here, it's a combination of both theory and practical. They attend the class depending on the hours of the day. Sometimes it could be in the morning, sometimes it could be in the afternoon. Like these guys will normally go into the workshop in the morning, right? Then they come into the class about 2 or 3, right? 2. So the rest of the day for these guys will be classroom. So they will be here until they go home. They've done their practicals, like whatever they were taught today, some of them will read up on it at home. They, just like what the gentleman was doing for those guys in the workshop, those ones don't need class today. So they're doing their practicals. These guys might have to be in the workshop again tomorrow. And this guy, Waid Avi, is the lecturer now. Just like, and some of these guys might become lecturers later on during the depending on what they want to do, because he too started as a student here, eventually became a lecturer. He's gone across the country to train mechanic for us. How long did you spend? Were you in Kano for? You were in Kano for about 3 months training mechanics for Automedics. So this is what we do. But it's a combination of both the classroom and the practical. They have to get both of them.
I can see the T-shirt of Owando here. Is there anything linked up with Owando? Do you have partnerships, sponsorships by Owando?
We don't have sponsorship. Sponsorship with Owando, but we do train for Owando. Owando normally will do a CSR for mechanics across Nigeria, and every year they plan to train. I think within the next 5 or 10 years, they're supposed to be training 5,000 mechanics. So every year they will engage us to train a certain numbers of mechanics, depending on the number they want to train, but not just in Lagos. They might say we want to train 200 in Lagos, 200 in other states. That's how they do it, but they do it on a yearly basis. But because of the pandemic, we haven't done anything this year. But I know it's a program there, and the reason why he has a T-shirt is being an instructor. When Owando is training their people, they always give them their own T-shirt to wear because it's their own CSR and it's a sort of marketing for them. Being an instructor, he was giving one also. But we do work with them. We work with Owando, we work with NU.
Is there any relationship with the Nigerian automotive industry as corporation or something?
Oh yes, there is a collaboration between us and the automotive industry in Nigeria. I'm a member of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce, the automotive side of it. We are members. I'm the vice chairman for the Sector Skill Council for the National Automotive Design and Development Council, which is NADDC, National Automotive Design and Development Council. That's the regulating body for automotive in Nigeria. Regardless of how big the corporation is, they still have to be under that parastatal umbrella. I am the Southwest Vice Chairman for that body, which is a government parastatal.
That's great. And would you be thinking of further expansion? You have this as a major place here. Would you be looking at putting up something like this all over the states of the Federation soon?
When it comes to training, this is our headquarters. We do train outside the state. That means we send somebody from here that will go and conduct a training for a certain number of weeks. But in terms of having workshops, we have workshops across the nation.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, this has been exhaustive. Thank you very much, Mr. Akunle Shunaike. It's been a pleasure being with you. What's your name, sir?
My name is Mukwa Ojo. Yes, sir.
I'm sure you'll be a graduate. A graduate in what discipline?
Political Science, Caleb University.
Interesting. Political Science, Caleb University. So why did you decide to go into this?
Since I was a little kid, I've been a fan of cars and engineering. So I decided to go to school and get a degree for myself. Then maybe when I'm done, I'll just go into engineering and do more cars and all. So my passion is very, very strong for vehicles. So I decided to stay here and follow my dreams.
How many years would it take you to undergo a course training here?
Probably 6 months. That's for the training here. But if you want to go more, 2 years, 3 years, no problem.
After that, you wish to establish something, or you want to be a lecturer too?
Yes, sir. If I have the chance to be a lecturer, I will. But for now, I just want to know more on engineering first.
Oh, how do you expect to impact on your society, your immediate society, concerning this area of endeavor that you love so much?
Well, although we know engineering has been like it's as old as time, and you know it has we started for a very long time. You know, cars have been, I don't know how to put it, but maybe when we get there, when we reach the bridge, we'll cross it. But for now, I don't know what to do, but maybe when we get there. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Viewers, you have heard it all from Mr. Kunle Shonaike, the Managing Director of Automedics, the specialist that has just explained details to us on the workability of the conversion of fuel of vehicles from the use of petrol to gas. Thank you very much.